In a previous video we were talking about intervals of seconds and thirds, and that was just really to do with the relationship between two notes at a time. Today what we're going to do is we're going to chuck on another note and talk about chords called triads. So let's have a look. When you're building a triad, there's a couple of ways of thinking about it. You can have your bottom note plus a third and then a third again, or the bottom note plus a third and then a fifth, right? So let me just explain that. So if I draw a triad, if I draw the staff, sorry, here, and then if I draw the bottom note, this is what a triad will look like, okay? Now, what I was saying before was, you've got your kind of root note here, and then this next note could be a third above it, and then the next note could be a third above that one, all right? Now, the other way of looking at it is having your root and then going up a third here, and then a fifth above. Now, whatever way works for you, that's fine. Once we get to start to talk about sevenths, then the second method there would probably make a wee bit more sense. But for now, we're just going to stick with the basic triads. The triad can be built on any one of the degrees of the scale. So if we just take C major, for example, today, what we'll do is we'll just have a look at each triad that we can have in the C major scale. So if we start off, as I said before, we've got the root of the note, and then a third up from that and a third up from that. Now, if you think the other way, we've got the root note and then a third up and then a fifth up from the root, all right? So again, it's up to yourself. So here we've got the tonic triad. Then if we move up, we get D minor, which is the supertonic. And then if we move up, we've got the median on E minor. If we move up again, we've got F major, which is the subdominant. Then if we move up again, we've got the dominant, which is G major. We move up to the next degree, we've got A minor, which is the submedian. And then if we move up again, we get B diminished, which is the leading note. And then if we move up again, we get back to the tonic triad. Okay, it's going to be a reasonably short video. I've only got one more thing to go over, and that's the different sort of triads that you can get. If this has been useful to you, if you could hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, that would be brilliant. Thanks. Last thing I want to go into is the 4 different types of triads that you can get. Now, we've kind of covered 3 of them in the scale that we went over, and there's a 4th one as well. Basically, I mean, it kind of looks the same on paper, with the intervals between the notes. However, the quality of the interval changes, which then gives us a different name for each one. It's a bit confusing, but anyway, let's have a wee look at it. Right, so if I draw out the staff, we'll give it a treble clef so we know what pitch we're in. Okay, let's have a look at, this is the major triad. Okay, so the interval, the first interval we've got here is major third. And the second interval we've got is a minor third. Okay, as you can guess, the other 3 are just mixes of these. Right, so if I get rid of this, and this, and this, we'll move on to the minor. Now, for the minor, what we've got is we need to flatten the middle note, all right? So then that means we've got a minor third here, and we've got a major third here. So it's like the major triad, but we're just flipping it. The 3rd type of triad I want to go over is the diminished triad, which means we have to flatten this and flatten this as well. Okay, so this is diminished. So we've got the bottom interval is a minor third, and then we go up another minor third. Just for a wee bit more information, you only get, there's a diminished triad in the major scale when you play off of the 7th degree. All right, so and if that makes sense to you, you're a better person than me. But, and let's move on to the last one. The last one is augmented. Okay, and that's where we have this. Okay, so we have a major third, and then a major third on top of that. Okay, that's all we've got for triads. It's a reasonably short video. They're not super complicated. In a future video, we'll start talking about sevenths, and we'll also have a look at inverting the triads as well. As I said, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in another video. Thanks.